Alright, this is how to replace the hub bearings on a 2004 Ford Explorer XLT. There's a lot of shit out there on what's wrong with it, but they don't really tell you how to change it. Start out, I suck at video, so I'm going to do the best I can. What you got here is your hub. I already pulled the caliper off, which is a 10 millimeter. Push the caliper off to the side up here. Then what you're going to need is, let's see here, 35 millimeter. That'll take care of the center hub nut. You're going to need an 18 millimeter. That'll be for the upper ball joint and lower, I think it's called a toe control arm joint. This one is a 21 millimeter. That's for the one right down at the bottom, right here, lower portion. Manual chisels, a 1/2 inch drive, a 3/4 drive, a breaker bar 1/2 inch, a beater, brake cleaner would be nice, PV blaster, rules, and then get some fuel, because you'll probably need it to break that center lug. They're usually pretty nasty. All right. What I would start with, you can see I used an air chisel for that upper ball joint. You can use a manual chisel. I did the other side, the passenger side, and it was a real son of a bitch. So I would really recommend, if you can get your hands on an air chisel and a compressor at least that big, you'll be able to break that upper ball joint. You can see this one, I got it partially coming out. I just wanted to stop and show what's going on here. You can pull that upper ball joint out, and then to get at the lower ball joint, or this lower one right here, you're going to have to twist it. I'm going to pause this right now so I can take that upper ball joint out, and I'll show you from there. All right, I disconnected the upper ball joint here, but what would probably help a little bit is if you take that lower bolt out. This lower bolt, if you take this one out, which is the 21 millimeter, that'll drop down the hub, so the upper ball joint will pop out. Like I said, I really recommend that you use an air chisel. It's a hell of a lot easier than trying to use a manual chisel. The second hardest part, well, first of all, is got to get the emergency brake off. The emergency brake, you can see that these emergency pads are shot. But what you do is, there's two springs right here and the tensioner for the emergency brakes. If you disconnect the lower spring first, which is down below in here, just use a needle nose plier and maybe PB blaster up the spring good. Let it sit for 20 minutes or so, and then you can just get the spring out on the lower half. The upper half, the bigger spring on top, same thing. You know, PB blaster it up, use a needle nose, and just crank that sucker out of there. And then all you do is you push the emergency spring portion. The other part of it's sitting on the floor right down here. You just push it through this hole. It's hard to do this. And just push it out, and then you're good. That frees everything up where... Boy, the lighting sucks in here. That frees everything up where now the whole thing is just sitting on the shaft itself down here and this lower arm. The problem with this lower arm is you can't get a chisel or an air chisel in it in the fashion that it stands in. So you're going to have to twist the whole hub to the left or right. As you can see, it's loose, to find a good spot to get around the spring to get the air chisel into that slot right there. Once you do that, you pop that off. This literally just slides right off. Other people, you know, they know how to press their own bearings in there. Unfortunately, the bearings don't come with the hub pressed in. So you'll have to either take it to you know, some auto mechanic or whatever and have them press the hubs. They'll probably rob you blind. They're charging me $45 to do it. Whatever, it's going to get done. And don't skimp. Get the good bearings. You know, I got some National bearings instead of some cheap ass shit. And put those in, because you don't want to do this a year down the road. Cheap bearings are going to bite you in the ass in the long run. That's pretty much it. And then it's just, you know, reverse, putting everything together. I push the caliper up here and just let it sit on the spring out of my way, so it's out of the way and everything like that. But the hardest part, passenger side, was actually harder than the driver's side for me for some reason, especially for the upper ball joint, getting at it. But separating right here is the most difficult part, because it's hard to get in there with any type of chisel, air chisel or a regular manual chisel. I'll show you the other side, the one that's off already. Hold on. And that's pretty much what it looks like once you get everything off. You got your emergency brake right there. You got your shaft, upper ball joint right there. That's that lower toe transport something or other, whatever the hell it is. And that's pretty much it, man. You know, got that out of the way. So good luck. It's not fun, but it can be done in a garage just like this. Take it easy. One last thing that I wanted to show was, because it was a little weird to figure this out, but once you get that upper ball joint off up here, and you cant the hub towards the front and twist it, you know, take it off here, cant it towards the front, you can then get your air chisel perfectly right in that spot right here. The one thing that I do recommend that helps is if you PB Blaster the air chisel as well on there, it goes in like butter. I mean, it gets to be that easy. Wish I would have known that about the other side, but I hope this helps. Just gonna show what's going on. And the other thing is, once you get this one off, it slides right off the shaft. Somebody said you had to press it off of the shaft. You don't. It slides right off. Unless you got something that's really screwed up, it should just come right off, no problem. So, well, I hope it helped. It was a pain in the ass to figure out on your own. So, all right, one last video here. I just wanted to show that this secondary arm here, actually, what I was saying before about getting at it, it just slid right off of the shaft after you took off the upper ball joint. Once it actually literally dropped off, and you can pull it off to the side. And as you can see with the air chisel here, it was a lot easier to get at to pull that out. So I just thought I'd make that point. If you see that this is slotted right here inside, let's see if I can get the air chisel off quick. if you look on the inside there, you're going to have your bearing here, and then that insert. This is going to have to get pressed out of the old bearing. As you can see, it's rusted. This one was really bad on the driver's side for me, about 130,000 miles. The other one wasn't as bad, but this one is damn near seized up and is squealing like a pig. But this insert will have to get pulled out. It does not come with the bearings. And then the outside bearing will have to get pressed out as well from the hub. You don't have to replace the hubs. Don't fall for that shit when you go to the automotive. But the actual bearing here, I picked up National bearings here. This particular one, 516008, and it looks like this. I got one hub getting pressed right now, but that's what your bearing looks like. So that insert will have to go in there and get pressed in. So hope it helps.